Alrighty, let's try this again. I was just starting. I have no idea where the film cut off because my mom texted me. So let's talk about this little setup I got going on here. So I was saying earlier before my mom texted me that these lovely boxes are Tim Holtz boxes. I love them because you can pull out whatever it is you want and, you know, walk away, do your project, bring them back and put them away. Or you can grab the whole box. Shift them around for what you want, interchange them. I got these in the clearance section, and as you can see, they work great for, you can pull them out, set them across the top of your desk whenever you've got multiple bulk projects going on, or, you know, you just want to see them really organized and pristine while you're working on your project so you don't get scatterbrained like I have been doing lately. So, but I've definitely been working with someone, and now that I'm getting everything clean like this and neat and organized, it is definitely helping. So they come with these wonderful lids, and I'm completely in love with them because you can just put the lid on it, see what you need real quick, look and put it aside if you don't need it, and of course grab them all out and set them out like I'm doing right now for whatever projects you have going on. Another one of my trusty dusty pieces of equipment is this wonderful metal box. I've had this since I was like 13 or 14. I'm not gonna lie, I actually got booted out of school for it, and my mom did not know I had it at the time, so I definitely got a stern talking to, because this is actually a little, you know, Camel cigarette box. And now I do not smoke. I've never smoked a day in my life. My father always smoked, and of course, you know, the typical dad, hey, if you ever smoke, I'll strangle you. So I never did think to smoke or anything of that in my lifetime. I just loved having these metal boxes and collecting them. And so I've had this one for a very long time. You can tell that it's definitely got some really rough wear and tear and some tender loving care since I was 14, and it was bought or given to me used, so you can tell it's definitely seen some really interesting years. So of course we have these wonderful ephemera pieces here. All they need is this. That's it, and they're ready to go, and I can't wait to get all of these pretties on them. So this is one of my favorite tools. I don't know what it's called, I really don't, but it has a really nice set of like tweezers going on here, and this really helps you be able to control your really tiny jump rings and get into small tiny spaces and work with your pieces. And of course you'll need some wire cutters for multiple different projects. You'd be surprised, sometimes you don't think you need it and you actually do. These you don't have to have these, but if you want to work with wire and have little loop-de-loops or make your own jump rings, this is a great tool to have. I actually have two of them, and this one's from the Beadsmith, and you can probably get all of these from the Beadsmith. And this little itty-bitty guy, sometimes I'll pack it in my bag when I'm traveling. I think I got this one from Harbor Freight for like 90 some odd cents because I thought it was just too cute. And here's another one of those that I also got, and this is a spindle one for wire wrapping as well, and it's a little mini one. And I also got this one from Harbor Freight. It's been a while, I don't know if they still carry them. And of course these ones also get used a lot. They've seen better times. They got glue all over them but they still work really great. They're spring operated. They've been greased really well. So sometimes when you just find yourself a good pair, you keep a hold of it. A little pair of scissors. These are kind of like kitty scissors, but they're sharp. I always keep a pair of scissors with these tools because I never know when I'm going to need them. And if you have some specialty jump rings, most of you guys will never need this tool. However, if you see those jump rings that are excessively tiny, like this size, but they look like a key ring, yes, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen them, at least most of you, they do make itty bitty little key rings like this. this is how you get them on and off your jewelry. Now, if you do feel that you need this tool, it's from Bead Buddy, and it is an extensively useful tool when you're working with those miniature jump rings, is what they're called. And this just works amazingly. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite tools of all, especially when I'm working with seed beads and doing hand beading, because it has a little scoop here so you can separate out your tiny little beads. And you know, especially when all the colors start to mix and blend together, this is really good for helping separate them. And of course, the tweezers are really great for getting in there in the extra tiny spaces and organizing individually even faster. As well, for instance, if you're working with a bigger piece, like we'll say, this is probably the best one. For instance, this one's missing a few pieces. So if you still have those pieces, this would be a great tool to go ahead and, you know, buff up this little piece here, get some good hard glue, and of course place your pieces back on and let them dry if you wanted to refurbish those pieces. That's obviously why you haven't seen this one in a journal yet, because I have to refurbish it. So works great for that. Amazing with seed beads. If you're hand beading or any of that stuff and you do not have this tool, trust me when I say you will love me forever after you get this tool and discover how truly amazing it is. So now that we've gone over our tools, let's get in here and see what we're going to design today. I'm going to leave out my most important tools, which are the green one and the orange one. The rest of these can go away because we should not need them. And then of course you can just close that up, set it aside. And that way you kind of always know what to look for when you're looking for that specific set of tools. So let's get into this guy. I've been thinking about him for a little while, and I wanted him to have a little pin like this. And I wanted it right in the middle. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Except for, let's put it at an angle. Yeah, I think that would look better. Because we already have such straight surfaces everywhere, we gotta give it a little bit of angle to throw it off. And you already have this this little piece of lace down in the corner, so that was already making it uneven without the pin. So if we add the pin in, it kind of gives it a little bit of evenness, in my opinion. So this guy has some beautiful tassels going on here, and we embossed a golden beautiful crown and some lace here. So I'm going to set some of these pieces out. I already knew what that one I wanted, so that's why I just kind of went with it. So I'm going to stick my tools here. So we have our big ones here, our bigger ones. And we have our little tags here. We just need to kind of decide what we want with the tags. So we have 2 of the 5 tags embossed. Of course, we need buttons. I forgot to grab the buttons, but I will grab them when we are finished with the ephemera if there's time. Okay, we have this little tag and this guy. And this one's one of my favorites. It's so pretty. I'll set you up here because you're all really big. And then we have this guy. He's pretty much finished. I know it. Okay, and there's another big one. Here we are. I love this butterfly. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so we have 25 pieces. Now the first thing I'm going to do is set this up here, so we have a place to put all our pieces. And I want to go through and pick the ones that I think do not need a piece of jewelry. This one would be the first one. There's almost nowhere to put it. I could punch a hole in it, but I'm not feeling it. I feel like it should remain the way it is because it's just beautiful. All right. And this one, I feel like it needs a sticker, but no jewelry. So we're going to set this off to the side. This one is finished. I feel like it's finished. We need a couple of just simplistic ones that, you know, maybe we want to decorate in the moment. So we're just going to leave that one alone. And the same thing with this one. I think this one's just ready to go. I feel like this one needs something. And I feel like this one is good as it is. Alright, this one as well. I mean, there isn't really too much you can do with that one on a charm front. I'm on the fence with this one. I'm also on the fence with this one. I feel like this one needs something, but it doesn't need too much because it's already a little busy. So we don't want to add too much to it. This one needs something. I really love the butterfly, but I feel like if I put something up here, small, not big, it would be perfect. And I think this little guy, we'll see. We'll see if we got something small to put on that one. Okay, so this one doesn't need any stickers or anything, but this one does need lace because it is a lace card. So this one, and this one are finished. They're done, so we can put those in there. I feel like this one really does need something, and I feel like this one, and I want to keep one plain one. So what all do we have here? Okay, that's perfect. So I think we now know. You know what? No, I do want to put something on this crown one. That one will definitely be the star of the show for the little tags. Alright, so this one I want to put something on it. This one I definitely want to put something. This one too. This one, there really isn't anywhere to put anything. And again, keep it simple so we can decorate it in the moment. And this one I want something on it. These are the most definite. This one is something small, so we'll put that one on top. Alright, now we have all of our pieces out. And we're going to put something on. This one's just going to go get buttons. So this one will sit in this pile. Now keep in mind, we have all of these up here. They may miss out on the charm section, but they may get a button. So that could change. I could be like, okay, well now I want to add a button. We haven't gotten to the button stage yet. Alright, so now what we do is we have these laying out that we can see. So let's go through and start picking our ephemera pieces. I really like this wing. I think it is beautiful. And it's extra sparkly, so I think it'll go perfect with that one. And I don't want to go like too many wings. We do have a couple of different butterflies here. That actually is supposed to be a butterfly, but I mean, you can see the outlines for it, but it kind of looks like mostly spots. But I still think it's gorgeous. Alright. Oh, and we do have some little wooden buttons here. Not too many of them, but not the kind I would actually use on a project like this. Oh, actually, we do need one of these for the lace part, so we'll save that out for the lace card. Alright, what else do we have here? So we're going to set this aside so it's out of our way. Alright, these have a hole through the middle of them, so they'd work, but the hole is sideways. I'm not big on that. If it was up and down, it would be perfect. But we do have these, and see, this is where you always need a pair of the little snips. Because you can just take these and gently trim off this little bottom loop while I, take out somebody's eye. And of course, you just take it, be careful, because obviously you don't want a piece flying off hitting you in the eye. If you don't feel like it'd be safe to your liking, please wear glasses when you do it. if you're under the age of 18, definitely wear some safety glasses when you do it. And I'm just going through now with the trimmers and kind of smoothing over any sharp edges, because I don't want my client to, you know, catch their finger, cut themselves, any of that. Alrighty, I think it is ready now. See how it's rugged, right, jagged right there? And kind of also use that as a file. Perfect. And I have little metal files actually out in the shed. I got them off of Wish. And they work pretty decent for being metal files, off of a website where I paid like $2 for them, and they shipped from China. So we have this one now, and I think, let's see here. I feel like it's too bright for that one. Just too bright, too much. Also, I mean, I think it's really pretty, but if it was a darker metal, it'd kind of stand out more. And I think this lace just feels, if it was like that, that would be perfect, but it's not. And I'd like to keep this lace out because it's so pretty. Yeah, I think I like it right here. So we're going to put you with that one. And I wanted a number, I think, for, which one was it that I wanted a number for? I think it was maybe that one. Because there's a number here, so I want to keep it a little simple across the board, or matching a little bit across the board. Oops. Alright. So that one has a pin. I feel like I want to put a button there, but obviously that'll be in the button stage. Alright, so now that we have everything squared away, I'm going to go ahead and sit down and go through and start adding all of the pieces in. At some point, I may fast speed it. So for those of you that actually want to hear my talking process, leave a comment below and maybe I will do both. All right. So let's see what we have here. I love these little cameras, but I kind of want to save them. Although, oh, you know what? I was talking about using a little bit darker one. Oh, on this one. Yeah, that's perfect. Maybe, well, did I use? I didn't. I actually have embossing and a stamp that I used on some of these already. So I may hold off on this one. That's a maybe. And put something else. I do have some wings that I think would look really nice with that one. That's right, I have. Well, these are darker wings. I could finally place one of these. Yes, I think that's going to happen. And so we'll go ahead, put that one back. All right. So I want to lay these out so we can see them better. But obviously, you know, I don't want to get water all over them. All right. I love putting these little sparklies. So I have to do one, and I guess red is an amazing color for little berries. And we already did red, so maybe blue with the gold. Well, that would be fun. It'd look a little royal. Although Paris, for some reason, I feel green. Yes, that's perfect. That is just amazing. All right, this little guy, I feel like he's going to get a button. Which, by the way, while I was out, I did grab the buttons. All right, so we have one ear, there. Am I going to hang a charm off that? Should I, you think? I don't know. Let's see what we got over here. We got roses. I love these little roses. I'm running out. Yes, I love it. And it brings out the orange in the string, too. Maybe on the butterfly. I want to do something small with the butterfly. I do not want to put a button. I think I've already decided no buttons for butterflies. At least for that one, anyway. Alright. I mean, we're obviously going to need these jump pins. Looks like I'm starting to run our jump pins. Jump rings. Split rings, actually. These ones are split rings. The ones I was talking about earlier that look like miniature key rings. Those are jump rings. And see, we have the eye pins here for these guys. But because it's sideways, see, it's on the side of the fleur-de-lis. I would rather have it on the top. And I don't have any of the tools to make it go down the top. And it's not glass bead either, because a lot of those tools you have to use glass beads. These are all like springy midsummer. And midsummer is over to me. So, I mean, here in Arizona, it feels like fall. It doesn't look like it, but it definitely feels like it. No, I love all these, but oh, let's see. No, not feeling it. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not with this piece. All right. See, I think this is the last one we have. Then we might go over to buttons. Nah, I feel like that's overkill. I still feel like we're missing something. We have all of our charms here. At least 75% of them. The rest I still got to dig through and organize. Be wonderful to ask for suggestions. And of course I'm not doing it live. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got some more pieces under here. Oh, I should probably add those other ones into this one. I got these numbers. I haven't used them in a while. I bought them for my Supernatural book I did. Kalamazoo. Yeah. But this one, yeah, I kind of like that one. I don't think I have brads big enough for it, though. I have to use some string to tie it on there. But I do like that. Or maybe, oh, you know what? I could use, yes. I like that one, but it's really big, and I feel like I want to save that one for a journal. And I want a small one for this one and a small one for this one. And we already decided we're doing a button on that one. Maybe we will do a button on the butterfly. Maybe. Oh my. I mean, we got keys here, but I'm just not feeling the keys. I'm really not. Decisions. We got more keys here, but some of these I already have plans for. I kind of like that, but I feel like I would have to wire it to the card. gonna happen. Although I do need to find my wiring stuff. Or I'll hand stitch it. I got Fireline. Oh my goodness. The lady is gonna love that one's gonna be a little bit of a surprise because oh no, I can that'll work. I'll use twine and stitch it on with twine. Because if I use the Fireline, I'm gonna have to bead it. Yeah, and that's gonna be a lot of work, so that would be a little extra. Oh my, we forgot a little. I think this one will also take a button. So we're gonna put a button on this one. Yeah, that one will take a button. A small button. Alright, now, all the rest of these are done. We're finished with them. And see, this is what I mean by we can grab them out and utilize them this way too. This is what I really like about these. Is when you're using things like these little jump rings, you can just get right in there. And of course you're gonna grab a hold of it and spread them apart sideways. Do not pull them apart, because if you pull them apart like this, it's harder to get them back together and to line up. If you pull them apart this way, it's easier to get them to line up. And that way, like this way, you can end up with a little gap, and then whatever it's attached to falls off. And this way there's less likely to have gapping there. That way it is less likely to fall off. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll get this little guy. And yes, this already has a jump ring, but because I want it to set laying flat on this piece, it will have a second jump ring. And some of your pieces, if you want them to lay flat, you have to have at least 2 jump rings. Or, you know, you can buy some chain if you want it to be a little bit more fine. See, look at that, it lays perfectly. All right, we can throw that in our complete bin. Woohoo! All right, this one, it will, because we're attaching it to the lace, it does not need another jump ring. And I also love this because it kind of gives you this curved corner, so it still gets the top of your jump ring really, really well and grabs a hold of the whole thing and gives you more room to work with. All right. I also like working with that one better too. I actually should have used that one to put it on the lace. It would have been easier because the nose of the pliers are so much smaller. There we are. See, perfect. And that is why we did not need 2 jump rings for that one. Perfectly lays flat. But the reason why we did for this one is because as soon as we put this jump ring up here, up on this string, it's going to turn sideways. So your charm will be sitting like that. And we don't want that. That's why we added an extra one, and now it lays flat. Alright, and with this one, we do not have to add a second jump ring. Oh, we can. I feel like this one would also be really fun with a button. So I actually have a really cute, here I go again, wanting to keep these little wings. I think I have one in my Paris journal. If not, I'm definitely gonna have to add one. So we're gonna get rid of this piece here. We don't need it. I actually like saving these and using them when I put the end chain on my books to dangle different other charms, because they work great for that. And they slide right on that little chain perfectly because they're just the right size. Okay, this is kind of what I was thinking it was gonna do. And you can glue your lace together and that'll solve that problem. So I think that's what we'll do, is we'll put a little bit of tacky glue on there and I'll fix that. Just all right, perfect. If you want it to flap open like this, then you're gonna want to put a button on that. All right, and that one's finished, aside from obviously needing some tacky glue. All right, this little guy, I still feel like he needs a charm right here. So we're gonna set him aside while I still debate that. And we're gonna grab this guy. Oh my goodness, I lost my foof. I don't know if I sound different, guys. This goes over the microphone. I lost my foof. And I don't want to, like, sorry about that. Had to adjust. I don't want to get rid of it because it reduces a lot of the crazy background noise, especially when the Air Force Base decides that it wants to do its business every time I film. And I'm not kidding when I say every time I film. I could be enjoying TV the entire afternoon, being lazy out in the yard, doing nothing, and the Air Force Base will be quiet as a mouse. As soon as I turn on the camera, there they go, without fail. So, I really am tempted to put a sticker on this because I think it would just be perfect. But I'm going to leave it blank because I know this is, I'm sending this to a wonderful lady and she may want to put a sticker right there. So we shall see what she does. Alrighty, that one is finished. Now we need a jump ring for, looks like we're gonna need 2 for this one. So we'll go with an antique one and then we'll get a silver one for right up against the rose. And especially when you're working with vintage, I love mixing my metals. I know for a while there it was really, really trending even in the decorating world. I see nothing wrong with mixing metals aside from when I wear it. I like to wear, I don't know why I just did that. I love to wear silver or white gold and that's it. Other than that, like, I think my skin's just way too fair to wear gold in my opinion. It always has been. My mom wears gold. She has very fair skin, but she's, I don't know, I guess she has that like autumn feel about her. So she always looks really good in gold and I have more of that like that spring temperament, so I look better in silver. I think it's like the undertones of your skin. Some people have like blue undertones and some people have yellow undertones. And that determines on what color you look best with. Oh my, yes, I love it. Now you see how we have that gap? Had we pinched it together the clam way, then this would have fallen off already. But because we did it the sideways way, it's staying on a little bit. And then of course we know we have to adjust it. And these ones are actually extra thick, so they'll stay really well and they shouldn't move. It's these thinner ones, like the silver ones, that you gotta worry about them moving a little bit more if you're consistently playing with it all the time, like this silver one. I wouldn't personally use it for jewelry unless it was like a costume piece. All right, this little silver guy. Silver. This is more of an aged gold. So let's go ahead. And it's probably best to keep this one in your dominant hand, because the pliers you keep in your dominant hand end up being the ones that you work with the most. And obviously you want to have the better set of pliers in your dominant hand so you can drop everything like I just did. But it's weird because sometimes, like, when I'm doing stuff like this, sometimes I'm right hand dominant, sometimes I'm left hand dominant. I guess it just depends on what I'm doing. And I don't know, it's weird because sometimes I'm better with my left hand at it, and sometimes I'm better with my right, but it's predominantly my right hand. See, so if it sits up like this, you're not going to see the stone. If it sits sideways like this, you're going to see the stone. And I'm not liking that, so let's go ahead and shift this stone. And another great thing about moving your jump rings, not jump rings, these little rings sideways instead of apart, like clam style, is they're a little bit easier to manipulate to adjust your setting, and they're not as weak as they would be opening it the other way. So there we go. Oh my. Okay, and if you of course sit it like this, of course if it goes like that it's upside down, but if you go like that, it's, I don't know, I guess it's up to the person who's putting it in their journal. So if now I feel like if it's sitting in the journal, I'm gonna leave it, and if they want to change it, they can change it. All right, because at this point it's personal preference, and I probably should have left it the way it was originally. Okay. If you use your fingers to pull apart your jump rings, you got to have a little bit of strong fingers, because it can be a little tiresome, possibly painful if you have very thin skin, or you know, your hands are sensitive like that. So keep that in mind. And don't be lazy like me. Okay. Oh my, oh. Wow, I'm just putting them on, all of them on backwards today. It's just my day, isn't it? Okay. See, quick, easy fix though. Not very hard at all. There we go. Perfect. All right. I did want to put something on here, but I never figured out what. It is a postcard, so you know what? I'm just gonna keep it a little bit simple. And I'm gonna put a little paper clip on it. Just a cute little paper clip. Oh my. So now we have the two little troublemakers here that are gonna take a little extra work. So let me go get my needle and thread, and I'll be back. Alright guys, another one of my favorite tins. Let's go ahead, and we got a needle here, a big old needle. And we got this piece. This is a piece that I was using yesterday, so obviously this is what was left, and we want to recycle it. And then I have this lovely brown here for this piece. I have a color here, and I know I got some other colors out in the living room, but I think I want to keep it vintagey. I went with some colors on the tags, but I think I want to, because I don't want the string to be the standout centerpiece. I want the item that it's holding in place to be more of the standout, you know, centerpiece. Okay. But I do think that it would be kind of fun. I'll go right here to have it wrap around. All right, now I don't want the key to go that far over, so perfect. Oops, it fell off, guys. That's okay. Here we go. And I don't want to tie it off there. Actually, yeah, I do, because I don't want this string randomly hanging. Because I'm going to drop it back down and tie it off, I think, in the back, too. Or that might be, yeah, actually, I think that's kind of cute as is. Go ahead and just tie this off. yeah, no, I don't feel like it's the perfect reason to keep a little pair of scissors right in that little box. You never know when you're gonna need them. I love it. And this is a little extra special card we got going on here. Now, of course, we need this thread. Put this over here. We'll never know what we will use it for. Alright. I'm just going to cut this string as long as the card is. And had I done this, actually I may still sew it. That would be a cute idea. Yeah, I think I might do that, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this down in place. What do you think? Above? Yeah, I think above the bead line. We're just going to... You could probably use your awl for this too. This would be a good time to get out your awl to punch these holes. Alright. I'm going to kind of like wiggle this around. There we go. Much better. Okay. So, yeah, I know what I'm going to do with this. Alright, so I'm not going to obviously be putting it on the sewing machine on camera. So I'm just going to kind of talk you guys through what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is obviously mount this piece here. And I will have the strings hanging off the ends on the front side. And then I'm going to stitch them down using a pretty stitch on the sewing machine to add a little bit of extra character. And then of course come back and show you guys. And then from there I will add some buttons and we will be finished. And of course, oops! You know what, I don't have to put that piece on yet, just put on the string. Of course, obviously don't forget to put it on before I throw it on the sewing machine would be a good idea. There. Okay, so now we have this string. And what we're going to do is, now that we lost our piece, alright. Oops. I just lost my little clip for this thing. Oh no, it's still there. Okay. Just a little worried, guys. Alright. So now what we're going to do, and if you don't have a sewing machine, then you can just drop back down through the back right here and tie them off in the back and that'd be fine. But I really like this sewing machine idea and I haven't done it since I did my mermaid journal and I think that's been almost over a year. So I really want to play with it again. Alright, yes, I love it. So now what I'm going to do is stitch along this thread with a beautiful stitch and that'll hold it in place. Alright, I'll be back. I'm not gonna lie, this one has officially become my favorite piece. So it is very beautiful and of course you can see the wonderful stitch work that is now holding on this thread. Very, very beautiful. I think it literally just fits this season so perfectly, especially with the black going on. Just adds that little extra. Okay, we got all of these goodies finished. Now let's do some buttons. Okay, now we said here I want a button on these, except for this guy. This guy needs lace, and I have, yeah, there's the pin for that one. And this one needs a sticker. So I wanted a button on this one. Oh my, guys. Well, since we only have a few, I'm going to push pause, put these away, and clear up some space. Alright, now we have these beautiful, lovely beads going on here. And I don't want to lean that against the water and have a wonderful mess. I really don't. And I think these lids pop off kind of well too on these. I'm not 100% sure. There we are. Perfect. Now we can see what we got going on. We have a little extra one over here. I have more containers for beads out in the living room. Some of them just have tidbits. Obviously, these ones match this project the best. And I haven't had a chance to organize these into those bins yet. But when I do, oh buddy, I mean, look how easy this is. And they're so easy to put away too. It reduces my work time by a lot. All right, I love this button. Really, really do. I feel like it has to go. I don't want it on this one though, because I like to keep the more simple buttons on these. All right, and yeah, like that one there. And of course we'll do, I actually have so many of these that I think it'd be fun just to, usually I mix and match those. So, and last time I did the clear, so I think this time I want to do white. And do I want solid white, or do I want decisions? Okay, so we'll just go with the more vintagey, obviously not solid white. And I want to do the 4-hole, not the, well, I guess I could do there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to stick with the 4-hole. I do kind of like to keep it somewhat unison. I don't know, I feel like that one would be too big, and I wouldn't be able to fit the full amount of buttons on here for everyone. Yeah, there we go. I guess these yellow ones would fall quite nicely under vintage. Let's see. Oh, I like this one too. Oh, and it matches that one pretty well. So I want to move this one down here. I have this darker one up here. And we got a teeny tiny beautiful one. So it looks like, yeah, there we go. That's looking nice. So what if we did this? And I want to, much better. Yeah. Now I need a colorful one for that corner. I feel like that's too dark. Yeah, we have a, there we go. Oops. Oh yeah, that's great. I love it. Okay. And we stuck to a lot of small buttons. Now, I kept the 4 on the buttons, but now we can go outside of the 4 and go into however many hole count we want. And there was a really pretty one that I actually liked. I think it was in, oh, you know what? And it has 4 holes, so that's cool too. That one's really vintagey beautiful. I think it will go perfect. All right, now I'm going to hand stitch these on and we will go through everything and show them off. I'm just going to go ahead and put a sticker on these off camera and they will be ready. All right. All right, everybody, look at this magnificent piece. She's finished and ready for use. Pretty excited to dig into this one. On some of the other ones that I've done, this bag has not been handmade. So this time I actually custom made the bag, and I have a few scraps left over that I'm going to give to the lovely lady that will be getting this lovely scrap pack. I don't know why I keep calling it a scrap pack. That's just, today this is a scrap pack. No, this is actually an ephemera kit. So, the lady that will be getting this ephemera kit, I decided that there's a few scraps here she'll probably love to have fun with. So let's dive in. One of the first things is this little ribbon spool, and we got a little Tim Holtz pin here, just holding it all together. Very beautiful, very elegant, and of course it matches the little kind of theme we got going in today. Kind of, I feel like this is a very fall, especially with this bag, like a sunny, lazy fall afternoon. And of course we have this beautiful piece with these wings. I have very few of these, and where I got them at my mom got them for me at a yard sale, so there are very few of them, not very many of them, and once they're gone, they're gone. So I have this really pretty zero. I thought it just fit with this so perfectly and tied everything together. And we got this beautiful piece of lace on the back, so they can mount it in the journal like this, or you know, they can use it as like a tucking card and have a little label on it, and then write on the back and just have this to cover it. And we have this beauty, this tag, and I love this flower and how it ties in perfectly with the orange thread. And it's funny because the flower is peach, but this orange cord makes it look like an orange flower. And we have this beauty that has been embossed, and this lovely, oh my, so gorgeous. And these beautiful buttons. Oh yes. And this is actually a little pocket, and when I ship these off, sometimes I like to put these little tags in here. I think they look so cute in that little pocket. And I got ourselves a little paper clip and another label. It says hello there. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what it's supposed to say. These have all been, well, not all, a lot of them have been embossed. This one I think is my favorite of the piece. It's very chunky, very elegant, and very fall, grungy goth. I feel like it's very goth Victorian area, but yet it's not overpowering and overdone. It kind of mixes all three of them together. And here's the last few. This one is like very airy and elegant, and I feel like all of these just kind of tie in together and give a very creative flow. And there we got some more beautiful embossing. I got some new embossing powders, so I actually finally got to sit down and play with them the other day. Like this one is a rose, and look how beautiful that is. It's just, oh my goodness. And I got this embossing powder at Joann's, if you guys are curious. Very beautiful embossing powder. I'm in love with it, not gonna lie. So here it has that beautiful little charm on it. This one has an embossed little arrow. This is like the first embossing powder I had. My mom actually found it for me at a yard sale, and it still works great. Now, who knows how old it is. Some is this one. This is a yard sale embossing powder. So that is it. There's a total of 25 pieces here to fill up any gorgeous journal. So the lovely lady receiving this will get this in the mail today. Now, if you guys want to see how some of the process work is done, there is a video up on how I do my little charming, and I add my different charms and the thinking process and everything behind it. So please go check that out. Please like this video, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.